T-Bone Simon coming to you from Three Dragons Sports Bar in Hoi An with our tips for round number 23 of the Aussie Rules.
The penultimate round, only one more round after this weekend, so it's getting to that time of the year. So it's going to be some interesting games, and just after watching the games, over the weekend, I honestly think the first time I can't remember that any team in the top 8 can win. It's like the top teams have slid a bit. The bottom teams who are on the rise have stumbled a bit here and there as well. The Bulldogs lost. Lions lost. Swans got a win against Collingwood. It's interesting.
There's about. You'd say there's probably about 10 teams who can still make the 8.
And of those 10 teams, I think anyone can win. Obviously, top 1 and 2 are going to get that extra advantage. Home games, blah blah blah. So but on their day, I think anyone can beat anyone.
It looks like
at home or away.
It looks like it at the moment. Yeah,
good looking season. So all right, let's move on. First game Friday night. Bombers at home to the Swans. Bombers.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately, they're just been destroying themselves. But the Swans, they got a tight win over the Pies there, and
that was showed a bit of heart.
Showed some heart. Is it enough against a good enough team to say that they're back as the number 1 favourites in the comp, or that their ladder position has?
No, I wouldn't say so, but definitely they kind of stopped the slide a bit, and kind of shown the team they've been throughout the season. And Isaac Heaney was outstanding. He was involved in everything.
I think for the Swans, coming up against the Bombers in this round 1 game of the round, I think it's at the right time for the Swans. I think they'll get a good win.
Yeah,
they'll get them back in the momentum, and that'll be enough to hold.
Top. They'll hold the top.
So I think
they'll end the Bombers season pretty much.
They'll end the Bombers season. That will secure the Swans as minor premiers. So that's 1 and 10.
Yeah,
kind of sorted there.
I think so. Yeah, and then
first game Saturday.
Yeah,
Suns at home to the D's.
Yeah, Suns getting a dramatic win.
Yeah, D's. Yeah. Can't say a lot yet, really.
Nah.
Suns at home. You got to fancy the Suns.
Yeah, I reckon.
Home ground.
I reckon Suns in this.
If anything else, it's just because they're at home.
Yeah.
So I think that they will.
Both teams gone pretty much.
Yeah, fairly well. Second game on Saturday. Giants at home to Dockers. Giants moving up into 3rd place.
Yeah.
Dockers, down there in 6th.
They're one of the teams that has to start to worry, and their last 2 games are tough. Freo, yeah. Giants are well and truly in the 8, I think. Even, if they lose both their last games, then maybe. But I think they should be in the 8 now.
Yeah.
And basically win 1 of the last 2 might be good enough to make top 4.
It's going to be a tough game, isn't it?
But I think Giants. I'm liking Giants' form line a bit better.
Their form. I think the form. Freo are definitely a little bit hot and cold. So yeah, I'm gonna tip the Giants at home. I think, but man, I got a few wins at the end. Tips at the end of last round. At the beginning, it was terrible.
But I think Giants.
Yeah. I think Giants, but it wouldn't surprise me if actually Freo win this game and get back into the up 4, and then Giants slip out of the 4. I think the sliding doors are still sliding, so
yeah, we'll see.
Okay, then we got Pies at home to the Lions. Lions coming off a loss. Said it a few weeks ago that the Lions are going to get a loss, somewhere in the back end of the year. It's always going to happen. Hard to maintain that pressure. So I think that was a loss that maybe the Lions, needed to have, and then get them back for a good win over Collingwood.
Yeah, I mean, Collingwood played really well on the weekend. They're just a bit unlucky. Few little questionable decisions regarding potential 50-meter penalties and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty much gone as well.
Still good enough team to at home to sort of challenge
problems. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Lions. I still think the Lions are, for the flag. Just in form over the last sort of 2 months.
The problem is they're a team that definitely needs the home finals.
I don't know. They can play away from home, but I think they win this game. They win their next game, and they're pushing top four and pushing the top two as well, because anything can happen with these teams playing each other.
Yeah, that one I'm not sure. I actually fancy the Pies. They're gone. Like, after losing, they're well and truly gone for the 8. But I think they still got a bit something to play for, just to kind of salvage the season a bit and finish reasonable. I think that might be their last game at the Chief for the year as well. So yeah, I fancy the Pies. I think they'll have a good crack at it.
I got the Lions on that one. So then we're going to move down to local derby down there in Adelaide,
Port
and Crows. So I mean, Port up in second, and Crows down there in 15th.
But yeah, so I mean, big win on the weekend.
You'd say just ladder positions, that this is all the powers game, but these showdowns always bring out the best in both teams, and quite often the Crows as well. So I'm going to tip Port Adelaide, but wouldn't surprise me if.
I mean, Crows look pretty good against the Bulldogs on the weekend.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Crows actually win this one, because at these showdowns they just turn up, and they could play the spoilers in this one. So.
A little bit, yeah. Now I think Port's been consistent enough the last few weeks. They've kind of throughout the year they've been hot and cold a lot, but I think the last few weeks they've been pretty consistent. So yeah, I reckon Port.
And then final game on Saturday, Saints at home to the Cats.
Yeah, that was a marvel.
Cats.
Yeah, got to be Cats. Good win down in Rio, and this one basically to solidify top 4 spot.
Yeah, Saints always seem to have problems with Cats. I think even though Saints have been playing a bit better footy over the last month, I don't think it's good enough to beat the Cats.
No, I don't think so either. And then Sunday, last 3 games of the round, kicking things off, we got the Bulldogs coming off a massive loss to the Crows, playing the Roos, who had another win on the weekend. Oh, no, actually, they lost.
Yeah.
They lost it after the Crazy Eagles comeback.
Devastating. The Roos had it 3/4 time. It's a few of the games this weekend with
I had that somehow in my head. I thought they won it, but then I just remembered, no, the Eagles actually got back on the top of them.
I expect the Bulldogs to get a bounce back here, and get the win.
Yeah, they really need it to stay in the 8. But yeah, that should be comfortable win, decent percentage booster as well, hopefully.
Yeah,
and that should keep them in the 8 up until the final round, and then see what happens.
Then we got the team that's just snuck into the 8 that I've been on for the last couple of months. The Hawks at home to the Tigers. Been playing really well, the Hawks. Can't see any reason why they would lose this game.
It's basically they're just going to try and pile on the points to boost their percentage, and that's what it might come down to.
Yeah.
Both them and the Blues got on paper, really easy opposition for the last few rounds. They're just ahead on percentage a little bit, but it might literally be a percentage game between them. And I mean, that's assuming nobody ahead of them slips up.
Yeah.
And both make it in, but it might be percentage between Hawks and Blues, and it might just be who can pile on more points against minor opposition.
Yeah, so you got the last two games on Sunday there. The Hawks against Tigers, and then following that, Eagles and Blues. So it's going to be really interesting. This will sort of like decide a lot of that bottom eight. I do think the Hawks will get the win over the Tigers.
The Hawks will get the job done. I'm not sure if the Blues will get the job done over the West Coast down in Perth.
Like on form at the moment, you wouldn't know.
They were absolutely hopeless against the Hawks. The Hawks were just running circles around them, and they had no answer whatsoever.
Yeah, they definitely peaked at the wrong time and are troughing at the wrong time of the season. The Blues, they're looking like quite a gritty team at the beginning of the year. Like Michael Voss had them, well trained and fit.
Yeah, they looked soft. They looked a bit soft against the Hawks. There was no fight back.
They look burnt out to me. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know. Maybe they had a long preseason. I think after the finals last year, I thought they were with every chance, and maybe they've just gone too hard in preseason and burnt themselves out, and a little bit like the Bombers and just have just been sliding. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm going to tip the Eagles over at home.
Ooh,
to beat Carlton.
That's an interesting one.
I'd like to see Carlton win and make this race interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Blues have got to win, don't they?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you'd think so, but no, I'm going Blues. Even though Eagles at home, not an easy one. I think the Blues fighting for their season. I think they'll get up. It'll be close and
everything to play for.
Everything to play for. I fully expect them to show a bit of character and then get a win.
Yeah.
It might not be good enough, just because they need a big win. Get it in a percentage and whatnot.
But I suppose just like the Swans, just swung things around a little bit last week, even though it was close. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going Blues.
Tough one to pick.
I'm going Blues, I think. Yeah, Blues.
Yeah, look, I'm going to swap back to the Blues as well, I think Blues. They've got to win. They've got to win.
Yeah, there's no way they can kind of sputter out like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, getting smashed by the Hawks, fair enough. The Hawks are one of the better
form
teams.
They're form. So, yeah.
So there we go. Going to be a massive round of footy. Enjoy the weekend. And
Good luck
we'll
with
see you
your
next
tips.
week.